Hey y'all, hey, I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's Patty with Giddy Things. We're going to the movies today, and I haven't done my eye makeup, and some days, as you know, I really just don't. But today I might do it later as a little get ready after the fact with me, because I don't have time to do it right now. We're going to see the Minecraft movie. The handy helper has been so excited about it, and we're going to go. We wish the big brother could come, but he has to work. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. The Minecraft movie, or a Minecraft movie, I think is what it's called. We're at the movies. I'm trying to be quiet. We're waiting for the handy helper to get back. Sorry I was in your face there for a minute. I love you. Y'all, I'm not going to have any of it, but we have some great movie popcorn at our local theater. It is so good, and it's double buttered, once in the middle and once on top. Oh my gosh.
Sudden ringtones, no glaring screens, no talking. So sit back, relax, switch off your phone, and switch off from the outside world.
There's the poster. Have you been to the movies lately? Do you go to the movies? There's another poster and another poster. You know, it's all about economy, and this was an excellent use of the economy of time to get me a what is it called? A tank full of gas. That's what it's called. And I didn't have to pump it because, well, I don't know if you can see. There's the disembodied voice pumping it. Typically, it is the handy helper, right? Yep. So that was a great movie. Did you enjoy it, Handy Helper?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. He's gonna go home and play some Minecraft, aren't you?
Yeah.
I thought y'all might want to see Nuggy, spelled N-E-W-G-U-Y. He's doing so great after his experience getting to the vet and getting fixed. Now they've all been fixed. Oh, and also, here's one of our neighbors. Hey, neighbor. Look, y'all. This is dandelions and tulips. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Yeah, I'm going to need help up the stairs. I am back, y'all. We went to the movies. Woo! Dropping all kinds of stuff. What would it be without my going, woo, at least one time? So I'm going to do my eye makeup, and, you know, I'm not we have chaos over here. I'm not a professional makeup artist. I did, as I think I've shared with you guys, sell Gerda Spillman skincare when we had a beauty supply business when I was a kid. That business started when I was 15, and I worked there for a lot of years, honestly, even after I was going to college and doing other things, because it was a family business. But I've got some knowledge, but just enough to not know very much. I am going to use, and I think I told y'all this the other day when I said I was going to do this particular eye look, and again, since I'm doing it for a tutorial, it may very well go pretty poorly. But we're going to stay positive the entire time, and y'all will know if you've watched at all. And if not, welcome to Giddy Things. This is not something that I stress out a lot about, but I do want to show you this. Today I did my skincare, and I did a light Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten, I think, foundation in the shade Fair so far. When I get finished with Fair, I have a light one, and we'll see how that changes, but I'm not there yet. It's getting close, though, because I can see, what is it called? It's show and pan. I think that's what it's called when you're running out of a makeup product. You're showing pan, or it's whatever. I think it's showing pan. Anyhow. This is my, not old, well, it is actually kind of, don't do this at home, but this is a relatively old thing of skin toner. And what I'm doing is taking this little concealer brush, which I use for under my eyes. I'm taking that and I'm just dipping it in just to wet it a little bit. So now it's got a wet finish, and that picks up the color for the eyeliner part. Now, the one that I've been using for eyeliner, and I might use 3 palettes today. How exciting. Smoke and Shadow 9W by Morphe, which you've seen with me. Some of you may have even opened that up with me when I got it. I am using the shade, I'm not good at this, Lights Off. That one's pretty self-explanatory because it's a black shade, very pretty. So I'm going to come in, and I'm not doing this in the mirror. I'm doing it in the, I don't know if that's going to be a good idea or not, because I just got something, because I can't see very well. Y'all, my vision, oh my gosh. It's been, I mean, this is not something new. It's been since I was a kid. Okay, off of my wet line or whatever that's called. Is that called my wet line? I don't know. Maybe I need to pick up the mirror and do that and talk to you. Now that I've done one that way, I'm going to pretend I'm doing this on purpose, and I'm totally not. So I picked up some more, and I'm going to just do the other eye and try to get it relatively similar. This brush really is pretty wet. You don't have to have it very wet, but it does help to bring the color up out of the palette and kind of make it more like look like a traditional liner. I'm really not good at the top lid, but just to get a little hint of that dark line there is really kind of helpful. But I do like the way it dries when you put it on wet like this. Oh, got something in my eye. That's probably not a good thing. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, what I've done is just taken a very dark, in this case black, because I've really been liking the way that looks, shadow, and I've dipped a moist brush. You could do this with a Q-tip too. I have many times in there to get a line down here. And you can, there's all kinds of ways to soften this if you want to. And I'm just going to kind of go over it a little bit here just to make sure that I think it looks relatively even. And I've got this one on the lid over here. And I'm not being precise at all. If you've got a really precise hand, you're probably going to do a much better job than I will. And kudos to you, Dos. So, I'm going to get a little tissue here and wipe this off and let that dry. And I'll clean those as well as needed because they are going near your eyes. You want to be really careful about that. So that was, again, I think Lights Off from Morphe 9W. And this is that silver I've been using. We'll come back to this. The silver is called Silver Storm. And we will come back to that one in a little bit. But while we're here, I don't know. I'm going to look at this. I have the, dropping stuff again. I have the Laura Geller, the Social Butterfly Face Palette, which came in a group that I got a while back in a 4-pack of these palettes. And it's got a full face in it. It's got some blush and some highlighter, lid, crease. It's really good. These are really good because they tell you what they're going to do. And I don't know. I've really thought about using the lid and the crease color in here today instead of using, I love these Morphe 9B colors, but I do kind of want to show you what I've been doing. Maybe this will be for another time. I do maybe want to use this inner corner. I haven't decided. I might just go ahead and use silver because I really did want to reproduce the one as close as I'm going to get to reproducing the version that I did for the other videos that people commented on. So I've done that. I've lined halfway of my lid on top and all the way underneath with that black eyeshadow with the moist dip into it, and just trying to be careful with that, not to, you know, contaminate it in any way. And then after I've done that, what I have been doing is taking this Matte Essentials Morphe 9B palette that I got as it was a deal with 2 on the Ipsy shop, which is already really, really discounted, and then they mark it down some more. And I have access to that because I used to have a glam bag. I'm not sure everybody might have access to that, to be honest. But what I've done is, what I've been doing is taking Sundress as the second step. And as the first step, I've been doing, what is this called? Eyelet. I've been taking Eyelet and doing that as a base color. So I'm going to bring that all over with this fluffier brush. I am using a Wet n Wild brush, and it's just an eyeshadow brush. It's relatively fluffy. That's what it looks like. I'm pretty sure I got this at Dollar Tree because they often have the Wet n Wild stuff. So that's that. So I came in with that as a base, and I'm just sweeping it all across my lid and also all up. And what I've been doing different is really here, that we'll get to in a second. That's what I'm doing differently, because I need to use an adverb, because doing is not an action. is an action verb. So I need to use that verb. Excuse me 1 second. Allergies. I'm so sorry. That's probably pretty gross, but we're friends. And it's life, right? We all have to do it. So, I've made my nose a little red, but that's okay. So I'm going to come in here, and after I've based up, as you see, with the eyelet, I'm going to come in with sundress, which is the one, aren't you proud I didn't even have to look at the back, in the middle next to gingham. I've used gingham quite a bit, but I'm not going to use gingham today. So I'm going to come in with the same brush. I'm going to brush that off just to make sure, even though it wouldn't really matter because the thing that I've used is eyelet. I'm going to come in and I'm going to put, is this the correct brush to use for this? Yes, at first. So I'm going to use this to just sweep across the lid and a little bit into the crease. You see how that's changing already? I really like this. And good eyeshadows just feel different. I don't know how to say, they just feel different, right? Feel can be a linking verb, so I can say feel different, which is an adjective, because it becomes, anyway, I'll stop teaching English right now and just do makeup. Okay, so I've done that on both sides. It's helping me to use, and I'm sorry to use you as a mirror, but it's helping because it helps me see kind of that on both sides it looks the same. So again, I just took this kind of fluffy brush. You could use a different brush if you wanted to, but I like the way this one picks up color, and came all the way out across the lid and a little bit into the crease. Now, what's really going to happen in the crease is I'm going to now come in. I cracked myself up with maxi. Right, with maxi. I wonder if that stands for maxi dress, because all of them, it's eyelet dress, sundress, maxi dress. Oh, it does. Mini dress, floral dress, ditzy dress. Oh, it does. That's so cute. I just put that together. So I'm going to come in with this middle one, which is maxi. And it's a real, like as you can see, that's the base I used, right? Eyelet and then sundress. And maxi is an intense sort of, it's rosy, but it's also a little peachy. And I like that just for every day. Now I'm using the Wing Me brush, which I have to use super carefully because it's a different height on each side. I don't know if you can see that. So you have to be careful not to do that side if you need more coverage. So I've dipped that into maxi. And y'all, let's see how I do. I'm bringing it into the crease. There we go. And I'm not going to be concerned if I get a bunch over there. That's fine, right? Because I can blend it in. And it's actually going to make it easier for me to apply it because I'm not super the best at applying. It'll come together. I'm going to put that in the crease again there, right? And just mostly, that looks a little muddy, but it's going to get better when I put the highlight on it. I'll bring it across too. There we go. And I'm going to just go ahead and bring that up because it's just easier for me to do that. And it's really not going to make a ton of difference. But this is what I noticed, that the lady I watched, the lady named Rashonda that I was watching, I noticed that she did something different. I don't think I got enough there. She did something different. I'm probably using too much, but like I said, it's the tutorial. So I could do this if I were teaching English, but it's not as easy when I'm doing makeup. So what she's been doing is in the corner of her eye is something different. If y'all are laughing at me at this point, I would totally understand it. But it's going to transform. It's going to change, right? I blot when I have to because, we all make mistakes. So let me go ahead. But Rashonda I was noticing, like she had it dark over here, but it was also highlighted. And I thought, that might be a good look. So I'm going to take this detail brush. And I can't remember. I got this with the set that has the pink handles. I use for contour, and I haven't contoured a lot today, and I'll talk more about that in a minute, just the bonus. I don't know if you consider it a bonus after I do this, but I'll do that in a second. So I'm going to come in with Silver Storm on that Morphe 9W, and it's a smoke and shadow palette again, and I'm going to pick up some of that color, and I'm actually going to start, this is what I used to do. I just used to put that here, right? That's what I did. But now I can be a little bit messier with, or a little bit messy with that, because on that side, as I was showing before, because I'm coming in and really highlighting the heck out of everything. And again, I'm going to come back and blot things, but you see what I'm doing? I'm really taking that, and I'm doing it more heavily than I've even done to date, because I thought, why not? Let's have fun. But I'm bringing that in I went a little too far with that, I guess, but I can fix it. That's just a little concealer away, right? So I'm bringing that in, and I'm going all the way over here. I don't know that I did that in one fell swoop last time, but, you know, no, maybe I didn't because it's not as connected. Anyway, it looks a hot mess at the moment, but when I'm looking at it actually in the regular mirror, it's just, I think it's the light, because this looks exactly the way it did to me yesterday. I really like the way the under eye stuff turned out today, the liner, that's what that's called. So I've done that. I'm going to actually look at this a little bit more so that I can get more precise. Note to self, the ring light doesn't make things more precise. Now this does have a dark silver tint to it when it gets built up like this. But that's okay, because it's still very highlighty. So I'm going to come back in then, and what I'm about to do may seem insane, but I've done this for years, and maybe it is, but I've done this for years. I just come back in with my brush that I've cleaned off and just kind of swipe everything together that's on the lid, and I think it does make a difference. So let me look in my regular mirror. Yeah, I like that. It's time. I didn't get my mascara out ahead of time, and I need to do that now. I'll be right back. I am just, if you hear singing upstairs, that's the handy helper. I'm just fascinated by how different this looks like this, and I think it'll look different when I've got the ring light off. The ring light's super helpful, but I'm putting on my mascara, and it's the Always There mascara by Laura Geller that I've been using for days now. Oh, y'all, look what I did. Now, really, I'm supposed to wait till that dries but I'm rarely that patient. I got some mascara on. And do y'all struggle with your bottom lids? Because I really do. And I'm also not oh, there's a little hair on it. I'm not phenomenal with my left eye. I have to be really careful with that, because I'm a little wobbly on that side. You know your mouth changes when you're putting on mascara, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, I was thinking about asking y'all something while I'm doing this. Oh, did I do it again? No, I didn't. Let me go get all the lashes. I was thinking about coming up with a schedule for putting the videos up. I've been releasing them at 7:30 in the morning. I don't know what y'all think. I think I could do it a little bit later, release it a little bit later in the day, and then that lets, what I do in YouTube, if you make a video, and then, I think I got all that I want to get there. Okay. If you make a video and then you schedule it and keep it private until a certain time, it gives the algorithm more chance to get your video, you know, like on the right feeds and stuff like that. So the YouTube algorithm. So I'm thinking about releasing them a little bit later in the day, because I've noticed that's when most people are watching it. So if you can think of a good time, let me know. I was thinking maybe of scheduling them for 5 when people are getting off work, or either, you know, if they're not working outside the home, wrapping up their day, or is it something that people like to watch while they're doing other stuff, and if as background or as ambiance. And so if that's the case, just let me know. Let me know your opinion and what you think is a good time of day roughly to release these long form videos. The exercise videos depend on when, the exercise challenge videos depend on when I get the exercise done, right? And the shorts just kind of go up when we have stuff to put in a short. So I'm wondering, I'm so sorry, again, apologize deeply. So just let me know. Let me look at that. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. And I think once I get the phone off the ring light, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a much different look when I'm just looking in this little mirror. I love this mirror. I got this off the Moo too. It was so inexpensive, and I love that it has, I may have shown this before, it has a little prop thing back here. It also has a place where you could hang it if people wanted to use it as a locker mirror, right, or something like that. But it does look much different here. The other thing I was going to bring up, and let me go back into my makeup bag. And y'all, when we get our studio set up, we're going to have, oh my gosh, we are going to have way more space to just put things and organize things. But right now things are kind of disorganized because we've been renovating and we're deciding where we want everything to go. And it has to do with my mobility and what's more helpful to have upstairs with my stair lift up there as opposed to what's more helpful to have down here. So it's an exciting time, you know. I mean, people can look at it as a disruptive time, but I think it's just more helpful emotionally and psychologically if we look at things like this as a transition, a change, but a good one, right? My mother-in-law says a lot, and you might have heard this expression, a change is as good as a rest. And I love that expression. My mother-in-law, I love her so much. Mom is great. So let me just get this last little hair off here. So if you're wondering about contouring, and actually I might do a little bit more contouring just because, you know, I'm up here and I'm playing. This is what I use, and I've shown this in other videos. For right now, this is what I use. I'm working through my products. And so this is Jones Road Miracle Balm Palette in Dusty Rose, Pinch Cheeks, and Happy Hour. Now, these are not available like this anymore. That doesn't mean that Bobbi Brown, the makeup legend who owns Jones Road, might not re-release them, but she hasn't to this point. And I'm going to redo the eyes in another tutorial as well with a totally different color scheme, so that'll be fun. But this is the contour. Again, all the cat hair, y'all. And Dusty Rose, Pinched Cheeks. Dusty Rose, I think. Yeah. Which, wait, maybe I'm backwards. Dusty Rose, I was right, Pinched Cheeks, it's opposite. Dusty Rose, Pinched Cheeks, I've said it a million times. And what's the last one? Y'all, Happy Hour. I should remember that. Happy Hour, I pretty much always put on the bottom of my lip like that, but I'll use it if I'm not using any other highlighter. That's what I used today was this because I just had this palette out, right? But I put that on my, and if I didn't have a bunch of, if I were just using this on my eyes too, which is totally possible, you could just go into one of these colors and then highlight with it as well if you're having a day that's more low key. And I do that sometimes. I don't do any makeup. But these two are the ones that are the most used because I go into them and I'll do that and then I'll do that to mix them. And then I come up here and the balm just, it brings the moisture. As people say now, it gives moisture. And I go just all the way around and down here to my cheekbone. And that's it. That's all I do. And you really can't, it just gets more dramatic looking. I don't think it gets overdone. But I mean, I kind of like a dramatic look when if I'm going to put on all this makeup, I might as well anyway. Then I drag it along my cheekbone and it's going to, or my jawbone and under my chin. It's going to look a little different now because again, the ring light makes it look different. When I look in the mirror, it looks great. So it depends on what light you're in. And if you're not in the right light at the moment, don't worry about it, right? Don't worry about it. I'm going to powder down again because it really doesn't matter. If you're happy with it, it is your face and that is all that's important. Let me find, I'm going to put on a little bit more of this Laura Geller Baked and Brighten just in places where I feel like it's gone away, just there. And then I'm going to powder with my Laura Geller Universal Filter Finish Radiant Setting Powder. And what I'm actually going to do is what people are usually saying, do this, do this. Let me find the right brush. Here it is. Let me make sure this is a setting brush. This is what I'm actually using it for what it's for. Let me make sure it's clean. Yes, it is. Excellent. And I'm going to go in with this powder and set. And let's see how that's got a sheen, and the shine is fine, right? But if we go in like that, it takes that shine down some. And again, I'm right in the ring light, so it's a big difference. You can do that under your eyes to set that a little bit. I did do full skincare. And then if you want, you just take a big brush. This is a Perfect 10 by MOTD. And just, you know, kind of tamp it down some more. Okay. Oh, I like it. Oh, y'all, I like it. So I'm going to take this to regular light. And now that, you know, I can. And we'll talk about it a little bit in that light. Okay, y'all, this is what it looks like in just regular light. And I like it. So that is the technique I've been using for the eye look that I've been wearing recently. We'll see how it changes in the future. One of the biggest parts about this is that I love it. It's fun, and I hope it was fun for you too. If you have any questions, I mean, it'll just be friends talking to friends because I'm certainly not the professional, but I have a lot of fun with it. Let me know if you have any questions about the products I used or anything else. These are all products I've used in other videos too. I think pretty much, yeah, everything that was in this look is in others. I put on some lip oil. That is the Eyes, Lips, and Face brand, ELF, ELF. And this one I think is called Pink Quartz. And one of the things about the ELF products is they're really good and they're at an affordable price point for many people, which I think is super helpful. But there's all kinds of places you can look. You can look at dollar stores. Um, you know, if you start building sort of a makeup wardrobe, if you have fun with this stuff. If you don't have fun with it and you just like watching, you know, other people do all this stuff, that's cool too. You're beautiful no matter how you're doing makeup or not doing makeup. As you know, on many days, I don't have any makeup on. I typically have skincare on, but not necessarily makeup. And again, for skincare, I mean, really just water, Vaseline. I mean, you could go pretty basic with those things and still be okay. I hope you know how loved you are. I hope that you will always know that no matter whether or not you have on makeup or fancy clothes or anything else, it makes no difference. You are lovable exactly as you are right now. So I hope you'll help me to continue to go in peace and love, to serve others. And please do pray for our country and pray for Ukraine.